fuck about what people say no more. Because everybody gonna fucking critique everything that you do, no matter what you do. That shit will creep into your mind, no matter if you believe it or not.
It's wasted energy.
Yeah, it's wasted energy.
What up, world? Live on that with Mr. Be Great today, Lamar King Sr. Glad you tapped in with me. It's another positive podcast. And Mr. Be Great today has some words of encouragement. Y'all already know. I'm just gonna jump right on in. And the topic of discussion today is win before you start. Yep, that's it. Win before you start. And I'm gonna start the session off today with a story that's near and dear to my heart and something that I'm proud to share with you guys, because by using this method of being overly confident and winning before you start has truly worked in my life and people that are around me, mainly including my firstborn son. And if you guys listen to me and follow me, you know my sons were avid wrestlers from the time they were 8 years old all the way up into high school. And I tell you, wrestling is probably by far, hands down, the toughest sport there is. I don't care who you talk to. If they haven't wrestled, they don't know the toughness it takes to be a wrestler on any level for that matter. College is a whole nother level. That's one of the main reasons why I would say my firstborn son didn't pursue wrestling in college, because it's a whole nother beast. So my son, you know, he started wrestling at 8, and he grew, you know, and I tell you, in the beginning, he was getting his ass so up. He was getting beat every time he got on the mat. He would cry like his life was on the line, and I would tell him, I'm like, hey son, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to do this. He was like, no dad, I like this, I want to do this. So, you know, long story short, he continued to wrestle. He continued to get better. He continued to do great things, get all types of accolades, and prove himself as a true wrestler on the varsity level in high school, which is a great accomplishment. I was a wrestler in high school, and my sons as well. So I had moved to North Carolina, so I was staying 2 states away from my sons who were in Georgia. And even though I would try to make every meet, I would hop flights, get on the flight, fly to Atlanta. That same day, get back on the flight, come back to Raleigh. You know, I did that multiple times, especially my son's senior year, where he had peaked at his level of wrestling, where he had became knowledgeable of how to wrestle and how to control a match. And this one match where he was trying to qualify and to go into the regionals or the sectionals, it was somewhere like going to the state meet. And he called me. He was like, Dad, I ain't feeling as well. You know, I don't know if I can compete. This guy, he's beaten me all year. You know, what do you, any type of advice you got for me? I said, son, let me tell you something. When you get on that mat, before you get on that mat, I want you to visualize. I want you to sit down by yourself. I want you to visualize that referee raising your hand at the end of the match. He was like, you sure, Dad? I'm like, yeah, I want you to visualize that you won this match already. I don't want you to think about the matches before. I don't want to think about what your strategy is going to be throughout the match. I want you to visualize that referee raising your hand before the match even starts. And my son, he values my opinion. He calls me oftentimes, even up to this day, and asks me questions and asks me for advice and asks me for, you know, my perspective on certain things. So it feels good to have a son that trusts your opinion and values your judgments and things, where he calls and asks questions and have concerns about things that he's going through, knowing well that Dad probably went through it too. So he said, all right, Dad, I'm going to do it. I'm going to visualize that I already won, and I'll call you back after the match. Cool. So I wait, and I wait. In the back of my mind, I'm like, man, I know my son could do this. I know he can. He just have to see it for himself already. And then lo and behold, probably maybe an hour, 2 hours later, he called. Phone rings. I pick up the phone. I'm like, what's up, Junior? What's happening? What's going on? He said, Dad, I did it. It worked. It worked. I visualized that the referee raised my hand before I got on the mat, and I went in and I won, Dad. I pinned him. At that, I pinned him, Dad. I said, I told you, son. I told you, all you got to do is see it before it happens, and you can make it happen. He said, Dad, it works. And it was so crazy. If you could hear the emotion and the excitement in his voice when he called me, he was just almost dumbfounded that the fact that he visualized that he was going to win the match before he got on the mat, and it came true. It was like a light bulb moment. It was like an epiphany for him. He was like, oh my God, Dad, it worked. And that's my message to you guys today. You got to be so confident. You got to be so borderline arrogant that when you're in situations, you got to see that referee holding your hand up before you even get on the mat. You got to have a confident level so high that it comes off as arrogant. It comes off as an asshole. It comes off as, a person who just full of themselves. Because when my son told me this and he expressed to me the way he felt about winning that match before he even got on the mat, was an amazing feeling. It was confirmation that the things I was teaching him was transferring over into his life, and it was working for him. And if it can work for me, and if it can work for my son, I guarantee you it can work for you. Me, I've adapted this mentality that I'm off the scales. They don't have a scale to rate me. I'm so far ahead of people in the way they think, in the perspective of life, that most people won't even see the sacrifices until years later. Most people won't see the work that I'm putting in today till years later. And I talked about this many shows ago about they won't show up until you blow up, because if you're putting in the work now, you're overconfident now, you're exact about what you want now, it's gonna bloom and blossom into things 1, 2, 3 years from now that people are gonna be amazed by how did you do it. Then those people who don't interact on your post, those people who don't show support, those people who are so close to you that you expect support from, they're gonna be like, I've been with them the whole while. I knew you could do it. I had a friend of mine that called me and he was upset about the fact that people don't show support who are, that he's been knowing and he's helped and he's done so many things for. And I told him, I said, hey man, let me tell you something. The thing about it is your light is too bright. It's kind of like a flashlight, like a cop flashlight. When that light is flashing, shining in your face, you can't see a thing. It's too bright. I told him, I said, man, you're too bright. Your light is too bright, and they can't see it because they're too close to you. But then you got people that are clear across the globe, or clear across the country, that can see that light. They can see that lighthouse like a boat in the ocean. They can see it from far away. But the people most times that are around you and close to you every day, they can't see the light. They can't see that you shine so bright. They can't see the magnitude of the things that you're giving and providing for them. And most times you're giving away free game and they can't see it. But you'll find a person clear across the globe that'll tap in with you every single day and tell you how you're giving them words of encouragement like Mr. Be Great today. You're giving them great financial advice. You're giving them great life advice. And the people that are close to you, they can't see it because it's too bright. And that's how it is in your situation most times. You're shining so bright. You radiate so much energy from yourself that the people that are close to you, they're too close. They're blinded by the light like a police flashlight. And you can't be afraid, and don't dim your light just to adjust to them. Shine brighter so the people around the world and the people across the country, they can see that light and gravitate to it and show far more support than people that you've been knowing your whole life. I slept on myself for so many years, right? But no longer, never again will I sleep on myself. No more will I dumb myself down to fit into the scope of things of the people around me. No more will I put myself in a lesser situation just to appease those around me. I will be that borderline confident, that borderline arrogant, confident motherfucker. That's who I am, and that's who you are. You are a person of substance. You are a person with great attitude. You are a person with a great mindset. You are a person that is able to achieve anything you want to do. You just got to see that referee holding your hand up before you even get on the mat. Right? See, the difference between an amateur and a professional, an amateur does things until they get it right. They work on it till they get it right. And once they get it right, they get that feeling of admiration and things of gratitude and those good feelings and those good emotions that you get when you do things in the right manner. A professional, however, does things till they can't get it wrong. You know, the old saying, they say practice makes perfect, but Les Brown cleared that up many years ago. No, practice makes improvement. And I challenge you to work on things till you can't get it wrong. I challenge you to continue to show up each and every day, perfecting your craft until you can't get it wrong. I challenge you to put in the work and grind like a fool and have the confidence of Ric Flair. Woo! I challenge you all. I want you to be that specimen, that beacon of light that's going to save someone, that's going to provide some type of product or service to someone, that's going to be that inspiration to your kids, the inspiration to your family, the inspiration to your friends and the people that are around you, and show them that you are that one. See, I played the social game. Early in life, I played the social game. I wanted to be Mr. Nice Guy, get along with everybody, right? I wanted to go through the motions and be politically correct, but no more. No more. I am borderline cocky, borderline arrogant. That's who I am. I am that confident motherfucker who is going to hold my hand up before I get on the mat. And I challenge you to have that same attitude about whatever you're doing in your life. Whatever you're pursuing, whatever you want, whatever your heart desires, I challenge you to be that borderline arrogant motherfucker. I challenge you to be that person that radiates confidence when you walk in the room. I want you to pull your shoulders back, chin up, chest out, and go after what you want like your life depends on it, because it does. And I want you to win before you even start. I want you to have the mentality of my son when he walked on that mat that early Saturday morning. I want you to have the mentality of a beast, a person that who cares what people think. You don't have the time or the energy to consume your thoughts or your emotions with what other people think of you. I want you to think of yourself in the highest form, in the highest fashion. Confidence is a contagious disease that if you surround yourself with confident people, you will become more confident. If you surround yourself with people who are so shy and modest and scared and sitting on their hands and scared to ask the question and scared to step up, you're going to become those people as well. So I challenge you to change your environment in some cases. I challenge you to seek out new people. I challenge you to seek out mentors, as I talk about in my book, Mr. Be Great Today, on Amazon. Go get it. It's 55% off right now on Amazon. Go get the book. It's a great stocking stuffer for my people, and it'll give you some substance and give you some words of encouragement and give you some of my life experiences that'll tell you that you should be that confident, borderline arrogant, borderline cocky, that confident guy or confident woman and knows what they want and will achieve it by any means. Now, do you have the fortitude? Now, do you have the mindset to be that person? Or are you worried about what people are going to say about you? I challenge you to raise your hand. I challenge you to allow that referee to raise your hand before you get on the mat. I challenge you all. And that's all I got for y'all today. It's Saturday. I'm finna get out here in these Houston streets, me and my dog King, and go out and enjoy our day. And I wanted to leave you guys with these words and hope you get something out of this, that you understand that if you are not confident, if you're not like to be a Kobe Bryant asshole. And many of the players who played and played alongside Kobe for many years, they'll tell you he was an asshole. They'll tell you Michael Jordan, he was an asshole. Kevin Garnett, he was an asshole. In order to be that supreme being that you are, you sometimes have to be an asshole. And I'm not saying just be this bougie, this person that you can't tell them anything. I'm not saying be that, but I'm saying when it comes down to you and your self-belief and your mindset and the things you want in life, it's time for you to have the mindset of Kobe Bryant. Fuck them people. It's time for you to have the mindset of Michael Jordan. I am the GOAT. It's time for you to be that specimen that you've always been. It's time to stop playing the social game. It's time to stop being so politically correct. It's time for you to be confident in what you want and win before you start. All right? So y'all make sure y'all go check me out. Mr. Be Great Today on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Great Today INC on IG. And On Air with Mr. Be Great Today on Facebook. I love you all. And you already know. Be great today. Peace.
You can't really give a fuck about what people say no more. Because everybody gonna fucking critique everything that you do, no matter what you do. That shit will creep into your mind, no matter if you believe it or not.
It's wasted energy.
Yeah, it's wasted energy.